Hospitality involves entertainment. It means a friendly reception and generous treatment of guests.
Remember to follow me on Instagram at savvyshay_tt. Subscribe, comment, and like.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Shay.
Invitations are the means by which people are formed of the willingness of others to be in their company for one occasion or another. Invitations take different forms. They may be verbal, by way of telephone, and informal card or simple invitation, or even a formal one which may be written or engraved. For a telephone invitation, the reply is usually immediately or soon after via telephone. For an informal note, a similar informal note is an acceptable response. A formal invitation requires a formal response. When an acknowledgement is expected, the letters in capital letters RSVP are usually placed on the invitation. The letter stands for please respond or respond if you please.
Invitations are a verbal or a written request, inviting someone to go somewhere or to do something.
We all like to receive invitations, even when it is likely that we will not be able to accept. An invitation tells us there will be a good time, a party, or a getting together. It states, in fact, that there would be a sociable occasion.
Yeah.
Whether you send or you receive invitations, here are some general rules that should be observed.
Choose appropriate stationery or cards or platform for your invitations. You may wish to have your invitation done digitally, handwritten, engraved, printed, depending on how formal your occasion is. Be precise in your invitation. Make sure that you include the date, place, time, and the occasion. Some people set the hour for both the beginning and the ending of the party. Use the correct name forms in writing up your invitations. A man is addressed as Mr. John Doe, not as John Doe. A widowed friend is addressed as Mrs. John Doe, not as Mrs. Jane Doe. If you wish a reply, use the lower left-hand side to write the initials RSVP. This should suggest to your invited guests that you wish a reply. Do not write your telephone number on a formal invitation.
Invitations may be formal or informal depending on the type of the event.
Man is social by nature, hence interaction and communication between human beings is quite natural. Formal invitations are formal and polite, pleasant and courteous. Informal invitations generally take the shape and form of personal letters. We use these to invite our friends, relatives, and dear ones with whom we have intimate, personal, and friendly relations. In informal invitations, the tone and treatment is relaxed, informal, and friendly. Formal invitations are generally printed invitation cards. We use them to invite guests on some auspicious occasion like birthdays, weddings, inauguration, and many more.
Wow! There are some invitations to which a response or a reply is necessary.
For instance, a party or a show, or for some form of dining in which the number of guests could make a difference, does require a reply. In any case, a reply is in order even if no reply is specifically requested. For your reply, take the cue from the invitation you have received. Formal invitations are written in the third person and should be answered in the third person. For example, Mrs. Elaine Knight invites, and Mrs. Andre Reed accepts. In attempting an invitation, repeat the day and hour. This is important as it avoids misunderstanding for all parties concerned. If you are sending regrets, then you need not mention the hour since this is no longer important. Reply to an invitation promptly and do not change your mind. This could cause embarrassment for you and your hostess, who might have invited someone else in your place. Never take a friend or guest along to a party without first asking your hostess. Your host or hostess might have to decline if the occasion is a dinner party or theater party. You may ask if the invitation is a cocktail, buffet, tea, or a reception.
Hospitality involves entertainment. It means a friendly reception and generous treatment of guests.
Invitations are sent for persons to attend an event. The host or hostess, guests, and workers all have responsibilities at formal occasions. For the guests, they accept the invitation with a measure of enthusiasm. If a refusal is necessary, then a good reason should be provided beforehand. Observes the need to be punctual, arrive at the appointed time, indicate if a late arrival is anticipated. Dresses appropriately. The invitation will indicate what form of dress is required. Please do conform. Mingles and mixes in a helpful fashion. Demonstrates a willingness to accept the courtesies extended by the host or the hostess. Offers to help and do what needs to be done. Compliments the hostess. Leaves at a reasonable hour and thanks the host or the hostess sincerely at the time of departure as well as afterwards by a telephone call or a thank you note. The host or the hostess greets guests at the door, should mingle with guests and introduce guests to one another, invites guests to the table. The hostess takes a seat as the signal for everyone else to be seated. Ask someone to say grace. The hostess will place her napkin on her lap and guests will follow. Depending on the form of meal service, the host serves from the table. If people are serving themselves, the hostess passes the serving dishes of food without first serving herself. If carving at the table, the host carves enough portions for all. Serve food on plates and passes plates in the correct order to those at the table. Offers second serving by asking, "May I serve you?" or "Would you like?" Assist in keeping the conversation going. Demonstrates courtesies. Should be accommodating after all have eaten and drunk. Suggests that more comfortable seating can be found so as to direct guests away from the table. Should be sincere in accepting or rejecting any help that is offered. The worker, which can be either a waiter or a waitress, pays attention to his or her responsibilities. Should be courteous at all times. Should be tolerant of the behavior of guests. Removes plate from the left side as this causes less disturbance to the guest. Remember, it is a good practice to say thank you for the invitation or thank you for the invite.
Thank you so very much for watching. We have come to the end of the lesson for today. And do remember, every day you learn, you grow. So keep learning and you'll keep growing. Bye for now.